What's going on, fellow freelancers? Today I'm coming at you with another Anthem video. We're going to be going over game tips and basics as well as the live stream from yesterday. Stay tuned. Alright, so as everybody knows, the game goes live officially tonight, or more aptly, tomorrow morning as of 12:01 midnight. And they have mentioned, for those that are curious, that a new, more detailed 90-day calendar will be coming, hopefully next week, that lays out a little bit more about the roadmap that we saw. Whereas the roadmap was an overview of a year-long schedule, we're going to get the 90-day one, which is going to cover Act 1 specifically. So I've been, running around on social media, YouTube, etc., and I've seen a lot of other people's gameplay. And the one thing that I've noticed, a very reoccurring theme, and the things people do and the things people say, is the most common mistake people seem to be making with this game is that they're viewing it solely as a shooter. That is very, very bad. Anthem is not a, quote, shooter. It is a looter shooter, technically, yes, but it is also an RPG hybrid. And because of that, you can't just rush in guns blazing and expect to get anywhere. You'll get slaughtered very fast and very mercilessly. This game is designed to require tactics, precision, and coordination to be effective. For example, enemy shields. You cannot blast through those with your weapons. Your guns literally have zero effect on enemy shields. If you hit them with ice abilities, they take 25% additional damage. If you hit them with electrical abilities, they take 50% more damage. So you need to use your abilities effectively. In most cases, for most javelins, your weapons are very much a secondary function. They're not a primary in this game at all. That is not where the bulk of your damage is going to come from. In this game, combos are crucial. You have to make sure you use your primers and your detonators effectively. Coordinate with either yourself or with your team to maximize your damage output, especially on higher difficulty. If you're not using your abilities properly, you're not going to survive, especially on Grandmaster. You're even going to have trouble on hard. The critical path / main story, it's roughly 15 hours long, which seems to be upsetting some people. 15 hours actually is not bad, considering how long that's actually going to take you to finish. Now, if you zerg straight through, yeah, okay, it's going to seem like it's nothing, but as you progress through the story, Fort Tarsis will expand. It will upgrade, it will change, and tons of new people will flood in. It'll become more alive. There'll be a lot more ambient conversations, music will start playing, new areas will unlock, things like that. Along the course of the critical path, there are several side-branching stories and story arcs. As you experienced during the demo, those 3 Matthias missions we played were actually not part of the critical path. They were part of that side-branching stories. So even though the main story itself is only roughly 15 hours, you can fluff that up to a lot longer if you actually do the side missions and the side tasks you're supposed to do with any standard RPG. I mean, especially a Bioware game. I mean, as I've said in a past video, Mass Effect 1 can be beat in 10 hours. But that 10-hour game can be turned into a 100-plus hour game simply by doing the sides content. Anthem's no different. So keep that in mind. That also goes back to my previous comment about people viewing this solely as a shooter. And that's another thing I think it is because they're zerging straight through it and they're getting to the end game. And that's, in my opinion, just dumb. Not knocking anyone that's their thing, to each their own, but this is an RPG, okay? Anthem is a role-playing game first and foremost. Meaning the entire point of the game, the entire design of the game is to go through this story, do side quests, talk to people, like when you're on the Normandy, for example, or Skyhold. You walk around, you talk to people, you do conversations, you build your relationships, you do your side quests, your side tasks, you upgrade Fort Tarsis, you go out and explore, you get crafting materials, you craft some stuff, you make yourself stronger. There's tons and tons of stuff to do to keep yourself maximized aside from or along with the main story. So you have to go into this game as, okay, this is an RPG, not, oh, this is another generic cookie cutter shooter, because there's nothing generic or cookie cutter about this game at all. It's very unique in its own way. Okay, so moving on to the live stream from yesterday. I'm not going to touch on everything. You guys can watch that. I'll link it in the description below for those that are interested. I just want to cover the main points. And the big one is the Stronghold vanity chests. Now, basically what this is they're going to add in game-specific vanity items. Now, what this means is these are items that will not be available for purchase, either real money or earned coins. The only way to earn these is through these vanity chests. So Bioware is going to set daily challenges. And by completing these challenges, you will earn special keys, which you then complete a stronghold and 4 chests will appear. So you use these special keys earned by the daily challenges to open these stronghold chests. Now what's cool about this is there's 4 chests because there's 4 people to your team. So you open a chest and everybody in your party gets to share the loot from that chest you opened. Then the next person in your squad also has a key, opens their chest, and again, everyone in the group gets to share that. So if all 4 people in your group all have keys, you get to open all 4 chests, and everybody gets to reap the rewards. So that's cool. The chests are going to contain 100-ish items that you can collect over time. We've been told that vanity items will not repeat. Now, the vanity items are everything from emotes to vinyls. I'm not sure about gear sets. They didn't say anything about that, but they did specifically say emotes and vinyls. And I'll put those on the screen right now. But they also contain embers and crafting supplies. It's also important to note that these are not part of the day 1 launch patch. Ben said that these are going to be rolling out probably in the next patch in a couple weeks. Another thing that they talked about in the live stream is a lot of people talking about being able to replay the critical path. They've stated that this is not something they are planning on doing in the way that you think. So Mike Gamble said that they view creating a new pilot basically as a new game plus. Because a lot of your unlocks, your vanity items, as well as all of your unlocked javelins carry over. They're account-wide, not pilot restricted. So if you want to experience the critical path again, you just simply create a new pilot and you still have access to all the main things that you've unlocked, like a new game plus, which then allows you to play through the critical path again for those who just want to replay it, or maybe you had some kind of glitch during the early access, etc. However, one thing they are doing is they are reworking story missions into end-game activities. They are calling them legendary missions, and they are quoted as vastly harder versions that you can play on the Grandmaster difficulties. So it's going to be a separate entity altogether from the critical path. So that if done right, could be pretty damn cool. They did talk about various other things, like several patches that were coming out. I covered that in my last video, so I'm not going to go over that again. I'll link that in the description as well if you'd like to see what that is for the specific patch notes. They did mention that the day 1 patch was going live sometime last night or early this morning as I'm recording this. So that should be live by the time you jump into the game tonight, which is awesome. Oh, and Mike Gamble did mention that it was going to be roughly 6 gigs in size. So bear that in mind if you're one of those people that has size issues for whatever reason. So, are you getting Anthem? Are you not getting Anthem? I'd like to know. I'd like to discuss it. I'd like to know why. If you're not getting it, tell me why. What is it about it that you don't like? Because I've seen a lot of misconceptions about this game, a lot of misinformation, a lot of people making gross assumptions. And to be fair, there are some YouTubers out there that are just being vastly irresponsible, jumping on the bandwagon, the hate train, and just parroting false information. I've even seen some that were like a week to a week and a half after said information was proven false. They're still parroting it on their channel. And to me, I feel that that's irresponsible, because your job as a YouTuber is to research, get the facts, and report the facts accurately to your fan base. Because unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who base their opinions on games and movies and TV shows solely on other people's reviews. So if you're reviewing incorrectly, you're then giving false information, and then they're going to believe you, and then they're going to hate it for wrong reasons. So I wish that would stop. Unfortunately, it's not. I try to be as accurate and factual as possible, because I think that that's the responsible thing to do. That is literally my job. So I do it as best I can. I'm not going to call out anybody specifically, because that's not my job. That's not my place. And I'm not petty, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's it for today. Like and share, subscribe, hit that bell, and I will see you all tonight in game. And I will thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time on the journey through Anthem.